can you give some advice to guys out there that might be in a relationship, they might be married, and because I think the way men have been brought up or what they have been led to believe is really detrimental once they get married, because then they believe that all I have to do is just remember my wife's birthday and get her roses and all these things. Now that could be important, but what's far more important is that you continue to pursue excellence.
Yeah, being in a marriage or a long-term relationship is a lot more difficult than just dating women. It's a lot easier to date women non-monogamously, simultaneously, and entertain options. It really is. Plus, you get the benefit of variety. Quite often, when you get into a marriage or a long-term relationship, the first thing that she wants you to abandon is options, which surprisingly turns women off because they only want a guy that other women want. They don't want to be with a guy that's invisible to other women. So she wants you to have the option to, to be with other women, but she doesn't want you to exercise the options. I think that betatization through 1,000 concessions is one of the biggest problems that guys run into, because as soon as they get married or they get into a long-term relationship, they start saying yes to a lot of things and abandon their purpose and their personal hobbies that they might have done previously to adopt hers. And while she might think that that's what she wants, that's really not what she wants. She wants to hear no. Not in a mean way, but, in a way where you set a firm boundary. Like, I want you to give up playing golf with, these guys on the third week of every month because we're going to go to my mom's house or something like that. And most guys will just stamp everything. Yes, yes, yes. Whatever you want, honey. Yes, yes, yes. And this is the start of the betatization process where they just start saying yes to everything and they don't hold firm boundaries and lead the relationship and are able to say no to certain ideas or notions that she wants you to adopt. There's a joke about it where, it usually starts with, put your white socks in the white hamper and your dark socks in the dark hamper and don't brush your teeth over there because you're going to get toothpaste on the carpet. And it turns into let's go vegan together. And then it later on turns into I want an open relationship so I can bang other guys. And then it turns into, I love you, but I'm not in love with you. I'm going to take the kids over to my mom's this weekend and I want a divorce. So it's not a question of whether or not guys will go through betatization through 1,000 concessions. I think every guy goes through it. It's just to what extent. How betatized will you go through that process? So it's a slippery slope. I mean, I talk about it in my book, The Unplugged Alpha. I talk about it often in my podcast when guys call in. But you have to get good at long-term relationships, especially with today's women, because like you said earlier, they've got lots of options. They have this understanding that because they have a nice Instagram and they're attractive and they show a little bit of skin, the likes and the comments will flood, and they think that they've got lots and lots of options. And unfortunately, women today are more promiscuous than any other time in history, I think. So if they've been with 40 guys and you're number 41 and you get married and things aren't going so well, it's very easy for her to think to herself, well, I can just untie the knot and I'll move on to 42 because I've already done it 40 times already.
Yeah, and then you can take half of what the
and
guys
she takes half your stuff
process.
and the kids and alienates you from your own children and so on and so forth.
Yeah, it's very easy to see how guys get super, super jaded when they get a divorce because they think that doing all conceding in all those ways that you said. And again, it's not that you want to be a jerk. It's just giving up your life to accommodate hers at every single step of the way.
Correct.
Guys are told that that's how they build equity.
Happy wife, happy life, right? Like this is what they've been told.
That's right. And then what happens is they do all of those things, which ironically turns the gal off long term. They get a divorce, and then the guy is sitting there just baffled, saying, and mad, quite frankly.
I did everything she told me to do.
Exactly.
I moved in the neighborhood that she wanted. I renovated the bathroom that she wanted. I built the in-law suite so her mom could move in. I got her the Range Rover lease that she wanted. I did it all, and she's gone now, right? So yeah, it's the understanding of women that comes usually with chaos. It's usually some form of chaos that enters a man's life that forces him to accept the reality of what women are actually responding to, not what we've been told that they respond to.
Yeah, it's almost like you got to hit rock bottom.
Yeah.
Before you're just willing to open up your eyes.
I really hope you guys enjoyed that clip. If you want to watch the full-length podcast, you can find that over here, that clip's from. If you're newer to the channel, make sure you hit subscribe over here. And pinned down below in the top comment, you'll find a bunch of useful links to my website, my supplement line, books, and a bunch of other stuff. Have an amazing day. Peace out.